I'm back at El Chopo for the third time in 4 weeks. Why am I back at El Chopo for the third time in 4 weeks? Because I was here last night and I stayed in a hotel, and it's hard for me to resist the lure of El Chopo if I'm here on a Saturday. Why was I here last night and staying in a hotel? Because I came to see a concert. What concert did I come to see? I came to see Cardiel and Vinam Savathy. It was my 32nd time seeing Cardiel. I think my 10th or 11th time seeing Vinam Savathy. Why did I go see Cardiel and Vinam Savathy instead of going to the big Hell in Heaven Metal Fest here in Mexico? That's what you're about to find out. There are a lot of it's just giving me a reason and what better background than to answer these burning questions than here in El Chopo. A lot of people have asked me this question: why didn't I, or am I going? And when I say a lot, I mean maybe 3, including Kirk Desmond. I'll say hello again to Kirk. He's a good Dan Bowski fan. He always asks good questions and says good things on my YouTube channel. And he mentioned the other day, he said have a good time at Hell in Heaven, and there was a lot for me to type of why I wasn't going, and I didn't type it. So Kirk, I will address that as I walk through El Chopo, and I talked about this with some friends last night, why I didn't go to it. So I'm gonna try to walk through El Chopo and explain why I'm here at El Chopo instead of Hell in Heaven yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I may have to give my reasons for not going to Hell in Heaven in little sections as I do. It's very, very crowded today here in El Chopo, as it has been the last several weeks that I've been here. So getting back, and also I apologize, I might do quick cuts if something happens, if there's suddenly loud music or somebody wants to talk to me, which does happen somewhat often. It's already happened a couple times today. I ran into my friend Armando a short time after I got here. So about the Hell in Heaven, if you don't know what it is, it's a big festival. I was going to say here in Mexico City, but not quite in Mexico City, which is part of the story. I'll go with this background. And this was announced in the summer. I think it was around July maybe that this was announced. And it was a big festival, a 3-day festival. Pantera, Scorpions, over the 3 days. Pantera, their first show in over 20 years. Pantera, Scorpions, Kiss, Slipknot, Judas Priest, Venom, Megadeth, Anthrax, Soul Asylum, who I love. Lots of other bands I don't care about, but these are just the ones I like, where, you know, the big bands, Possessed, Merciful Fate, Striper. Some of those I don't really care about, but at this point it's kind of cool to see them. They're, I guess you would call them legacy bands. So if you go down the list, and this happens all the time for me with festivals, which I hate festivals for the reasons which I'm about to articulate, hopefully. When you look down the list, you say, well, I love that band, I love this band, haven't seen them in 30 years, I would love to see them again. And you think, oh, I gotta go. At least that's what I was thinking. I gotta go see this thing. Now, they had the Hell in Heaven in 2018 here in Mexico City at Forosol, or near Forosol. And it was Scorpions, Ozzy, Judas Priest, Deep Purple, Mastodon, Cadaver, Megadeth, Marilyn Manson. Big festival. I went to that one day. That was a 2-day festival. I went to the first day of that. And so when I saw Hell in Heaven in the summer, I thought, oh, it's at the same place. It's in Mexico City, and that's pretty cool. And then shortly after, I realized it wasn't in Mexico City, that it was actually in a really shitty place called Toluca. I don't want to say it too loud in case there's any Toluqueños around here and they think I'm insulting their city, but Toluca sucks. There's I'll start walking here. There's nothing to do there. It's freezing cold. By Mexican standards, it's freezing cold, which is part of the reason why I didn't want to go. Let me shut this off. to continue. And it's actually not in Toluca, it's actually outside of Toluca, which makes it even worse. And from where I live in Cuernavaca to go to Toluca, it's pretty far and out of the way, and I would have had to go from, I wanted to go Friday, all the bands that I wanted to see were playing on Friday and Sunday. I didn't really care about Saturday, but still, I would have had to go Friday, early Friday morning, maybe even Thursday night, and I wouldn't have been able to come back on Sunday because it was going to end at, I think Venom is scheduled to start at 1 a.m. on Sunday and finish at 2 a.m. And so I would have had to stay in a hotel for 3 or 4 nights, at least 3 nights, maybe even 5. And hard to get to Toluca, nothing to do there. So on that Saturday off, there would have been nothing to do. And then the obvious thing is the obvious thing also is the cost. Each day they sold them in. I'll continue walking, so you don't just see my face, and I'll show some stuff. They sold them in phases. The first phase, they were, I don't know, 1,000 pesos or 1,200 pesos. Or you could buy them, you know, like as a 3-day package for a little bit cheaper per day, but I didn't want 3 days. And then after the first phase, they went up to 1,500 pesos a day. And then finally, a couple of weeks ago, they went up to 2,000. So 2,000 pesos for me to go for 2 days. If you do some quick math, you'll find out that that's 4,000 pesos that it would have cost me to go, plus the cost of staying in a hotel for 3 or 4 nights, plus the money that I would lose. And as I see this, there's the first Hell in Heaven shirt I've seen. There we go. And so the price of the ticket, the money I would have lost working, the hotel, and then just the whole thing is expensive too. You're in there for 12, 13, 14 hours, depending on how many bands you want to see or how early you're willing to go. And so then, you know, if you're going to be in there that long, you got to eat and drink. And obviously the food and drinks are overpriced. Oh, here's a Kiss Originals vinyl. Look at this. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's an original one. An original. It's got the Casablanca. I think that, I don't know. Ooh, here's, I don't know if I should show this one. This is, I'm surprised this is allowed. This is the, shouldn't really show that, I guess, if anybody knows about that cover. I'm surprised that that cover is still being printed. So the cost, I'll turn around. I can hear Spiral Architect by Black Sabbath playing somewhere down here. Here's a Creeping Death Metallica single. Cool. So tremendously expensive. Not to mention, imagine the bathroom situation. Apparently there were 50,000 people there last night. The first night, 50,000 people. Imagine the bathroom situation for 3 days with 50,000 people in a really not very nice place. What else? Another reason. Just it's too many. It's too much. Each day there were, I don't know how many. I don't know how well I'm filming this. Each day there were, I would say, over 30 bands playing. I think 4 or 5 stages they had, and you know, to go from one stage to another, you're always going to be far away unless you want to stay in front of one stage all day for 12 hours. You're going to be stuck in one spot. If you lose to go to the bathroom, or I mean, if you leave to go to the bathroom or get something to eat or drink, you're going to lose your good spot. A lot of walking around. You might have 2 bands playing at the same time on different stages. I'll show this stand. I think I showed this one when I was here not too long ago. I think that was a quick spin move. I apologize for that. So there's that. Plus, you're going to get abbreviated sets. You know, instead of a band, maybe they normally play for an hour and a half or 2 hours. They're going to play for an hour or 45 minutes or an hour and 15 or something like that. And I think maybe at these festivals, the sound also is not the best. So you're getting a short set. Whoops, let me go back. Can I go back this way? No, I gotta go this way. Let me pause this for a minute. It's getting loud over here. Well, isn't this great? I lost track of my story. I got talking to somebody and then somebody else, and I got all distracted. And the last video I took explaining my reasons not to go to hell and heaven was about 20 or 30 minutes ago. So I'm not sure where I was. Hola, Gil.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Bien, bien, gracias. These are some of the better stands, by the way. So, I don't know, where can I start? Or where can I try to pick up from? I mentioned, this is maybe the third time, I mentioned the weather, the travel, the time off, the expense, the food, the toilets, by God, the toilets. Maybe I could have just summed this all up very quickly to say logistics. Logistics was a big reason for me not going. If it had been in Mexico City, I would have been more likely to go. I don't know, and it sucks because a lot of those bands. Now another thing that made it really hard for me to not go was it was being billed as Kiss. As their last show in Mexico. It actually said final show in Mexico. Now, they played here a couple of years ago, just before, it's starting to rain a little bit. Just before the pandemic, shortly before, I think it was in 2019, I guess. They played, Kiss also played a festival. I think it might have even been the same festival or the Force Fest. Oh, I know where I was going to continue. Now I'm conflating a couple of things. Considering all those things, I was going back and forth about. I would wake up one day and think, yeah, I'm gonna go to hell and heaven. I didn't literally wake up thinking that, but you know, it's just something you say. Oh, it's starting to rain a little bit harder, unusual. And then the next day or a couple days there, I think I don't really think I'll go to hell and heaven. And then sometime later, something would kick in. And I would think again, no, I'm going to go, how can I miss Kiss and the first Pantera show? Kiss, my first band ever since 1976. How could I miss them? And then I went back and forth. And then I guess what really maybe influenced me was I saw Helmet a couple of weeks ago. And I ran into my friend Patas. Some of you, if you're from Mexico, you maybe know El Patas, Viva Nieblas. Oh, everybody's running for cover. Look at this weird sky. It's really, really blue here, but then very dark right above. Everybody's hustling to put away their stuff. I'll get back to Patas. I gotta take cover, I think. Well, I think this is a little more than a sun shower. And it won't last, but I'm safe for now. So getting back to Patas, I was talking to him at Helmet a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him if he was going, and he said, nah, and he told me something that I kind of knew, that this festival has a really bad history of having bands. It seems that there were two festivals. There was Force Fest and Hell and Heaven, and they were both metal festivals. Hell and Heaven, the one that I mentioned in 2018, was really good, very well organized. Force Fest, I think at least twice had horrible problems. Bands didn't play because they didn't get paid. They were there at the venue and they said, I think Rob Zombie had happened to, maybe Slayer also. They said, if you're not going to pay us, we're leaving. So there were kind of riots. I remember here at El Chopo, shortly after, they were selling t-shirts with pictures from the riots on the shirt, the Force Fest riots. So it turned out that because it was called Hell and Heaven, I thought it was the good one. But Patas told me that it was actually the Force Fest organizers just rebranded under the name Hell and Heaven. So he said he wasn't going, and I thought, that I didn't know that. And then I guess ever since then I just kind of stopped thinking about going. So that it wasn't the final straw, but it did have an influence on me. So getting back to Kiss, my favorite band since 1976, as it rains harder. So they played here in like 2019, and now Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, who have never said an honest word in the last 40 years, they said, once we play your city, that's it, we're not coming back, so come and see us while you can. So Kiss played at one of these festivals, and I thought the same thing. I thought, I really, really want to see Kiss, despite all their numerous problems. How can I miss going to see Kiss? But I thought, there's no way I want to go see them at a festival. And then they came back again to another festival, but this time it was billed as, because last time it wasn't, but this time it was billed as their last show in Mexico. So it does hurt me a little bit to not see Kiss, but I've seen them enough, and I don't think it's worth me paying $4,000 for tickets, a couple of thousand for hotels, food, things like that, plus the time and the logistics of everything. Not worth to go see Kiss. My mouth is very dry. I probably regret, or will regret in the future, not seeing Pantera more than I will regret not seeing Kiss. So, to sum it up, logistics and money is the reason that I'm not going to Hell in Heaven, and I think I'm very happy with my decision to go last night to see Venom Savati and Cardiel and another band called the guy was looking at the wrong side of the camera. The other band was called I've seen them a couple times and they're really good. Rostro del Sol or Ojo de Rojo Ojo, I can't remember, but they're good anyway. So I'm happy that I went to that last night. So for Kirk and my friend Juan in Venom, who I saw last night, and he was very surprised to see me. He thought I was going to go to that, and I told this whole story to him. Unfortunately for him, he got to hear it in person, and he couldn't run away. Just like you don't like it, but you can fast forward, as you probably did. But he had to stay and listen to the whole thing. So I'm almost done at El Chopo. I will wait out the rain for, it's slowing down a little bit now. As you can see, there are a lot of people standing under the tarps, the lonas. We'll wait it out, and I did buy a couple of things, which I will show before I leave. Raining even harder now. I walked for about a minute or two, and it started to rain harder. Well, that lasted a lot longer than I thought. I predicted, and I'm no meteorologist, nor a weatherman, but I predicted a few minutes. That was about half an hour that this shut me down, and I had to stand in various puestos. And another thing, I'll go back to the Hell in Heaven Fest. I'm finished at El Chopo. I'm leaving it behind me. That's another bad thing about Hell in Heaven, is that it's probably raining there.
Did you want LSD?
Huh?
Did you want LSD?
I don't want LSD. Thank you. That if it's raining here, it's probably raining in Toluca. The weather here sucks. In Mexico City, generally speaking, where I live in Cuernavaca, it has really just about the best weather in the world. Mexico City it's good sometimes, but generally speaking, it's not that good. Toluca, as I mentioned, it's not only cold, they get a lot of rain. They're at about 2,700 meters above sea level, something like that. Mexico City is 2,300. Cuernavaca is 1,600. I don't know why I'm giving you a geography lesson. But so that's another thing that sucks about Hell in Heaven, potentially. And one last thing about that, before I show my haul from today of what I bought here at El Chopo, I think I'll go over here. I'm going to walk to the Metro Buena Vista is right here behind me, just a few steps. But I don't want to go there. I'm going to walk to Metro Revolucion, so I don't have to transfer to go to Tasqueña. You're getting everything from me today. Here's the traffic. A lot of these bands that were playing at Hell in Heaven, some of them were kind of like bonus bands, Venom or something like that. I wasn't particularly... Whoops. Oh, I made a mistake. I shouldn't be doing that. I wasn't particularly waiting for Venom to come to Mexico, although that would be cool. But Scorpions I was, and Kiss I was. So that's two bands I would have loved to see, that if they had come on their own, I would have gone for sure, but don't want to see them at a festival. And the same goes for Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now they're not playing at Hell in Heaven, but they are playing another festival here in March or April. I think it's in March next year, called Vive Latino. It's one of the biggest festivals in the country. And Red Hot Chili Peppers are headlining it. And I was a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers fan for quite some time. Stopped paying attention to them 15, 16 years ago. And I've recently rediscovered them in the last year or two, and I really want to get into it again. I was dying for them to come to Mexico City, was expecting an announcement, and when it announced that they were coming here, it was as part of Vive Latino, so that sucks. And I know a lot of people feel the same way as I do. I just don't like festivals, period. For the reasons mentioned multiple times. Where can I go to show my loot? Oh, I can start... no, let me go this way. I can start quickly. Oh, I lost something out of my back pocket. A couple of things, just a couple of small things, not for me. Little Christmas gifts, because I'm thoughtful, and even a month ahead, I think of these little things. I got a little David Bowie notepad that I'll give to Lily's sister. She's a big David Bowie fan, and I don't know. Whoops, I don't know if she writes anything or if she has a reason to write little notes. And same thing about Lilia, who's the world's biggest Beatles fan. Not really, but she's a big fan. I bought her this little notepad, so I got those. And I had Cardiel's set list in my pocket that I got from last night, and it fell out. And somebody came running up to me and gave it to me. They found it, and I put it back stupidly in that same pocket, back pocket, and it fell out again, so it's gone for good now. So I lost the Cardiel set list. Let me go over here. I'll do this. I'll kind of do this as I'm walking. I got a couple of, and sorry for the shoddy camera work. A couple of things that I got for myself. I think I might have to stop through this. This is so unprofessional and pointless. Let me pause this. All right, I got my my Buffalo Bills beach bag undone. I didn't buy that at El Chopo, but I have my my goods in here. Just a minute. Oh, I thought I was ready, and I'm not quite. Little thing, I got this. I bought Lily a bunch of things recently, a bunch of little things, not at El Chopo. And I got her, I'll put them in this very cool Kiss rock and roll over little gift bag. I like that a lot. I showed these bags a couple of weeks ago, but they didn't have Kiss. They had Motorhead, which I bought for my stuff, and Metallica. And this is the cool things. A couple of things I got for myself. Look at this Kiss leather watch. It's a watch as well as a wristband. The guy said it's real leather. It's pure leather. I think that's pretty cool. And also, as I reach into my bag of tricks, a Motorhead watch. Whoops. What's wrong with me? There we go. That's an even longer. So you got to kind of wrap this around your arm. So that's pretty cool. So that's all I got today. Two watches for myself. This Kiss rock and roll over gift bag, and the two writing pads. So that is all for my not a very good video, was it, today from El Chopo. It was very disjointed, clunky, janky, awkward, patchy, whatever adjective you want to describe my video with. You can find another, and leave a comment down below using an adjective to describe my video. And so I'm on my way to walk to Metro Monumento de la Revolución, and that's all. And I'm going back to Cuernavaca. Thank you, as always, for watching from El Chopo. See ya.